Israel is under attack by the Islamic militant group Hamas, who have been battling with Israel over territory for the past few decades.
Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer fights for expanded abortion access in our state.
City's NHS president and vice presidents are joining us today with information about upcoming NHS service events and opportunities.
All this and more on Pegasi News Network. Good morning, I'm Tanya Patel.
And I am Krishna Mano. Welcome to this week's episode of the Pegasi News Network.
Our top story this morning is the attack on Israel by the Islamic militant group Hamas.
With more on this are our global national correspondents Richard and Madeline.
Thanks, Krishna. I'm Madeline Sizemore.
And I'm V. Miller Broughton. A lot has happened around the world in the U.S., with the U.S. House Speaker races and more, but today we're covering the Israel-Hamas conflict that erupted last Saturday.
Hamas, an Islamist organization fighting for Palestinian liberation, launched a surprise attack on Israel from Gaza that left more than 900 Israelis dead. The militants also took more than 100 hostages, some being from Brazil, Mexico, and possibly the U.S.
Israel then launched a counterattack that killed at least 760 people. They officially declared war on Hamas on Sunday and cut power to Gaza, making it incredibly difficult for injured civilians to seek medical care. 48 hours after fighting erupted, Israel has retaken all of Gaza from Hamas.
Hamas has threatened to execute a civilian hostage every time Israel bombs Gaza. At the same time, the Palestinian Health Ministry has accused Israel of targeting civilian neighborhoods, ambulances, and health centers. The Palestinian death toll has risen to over 680 casualties, with many civilians getting crossed in the fire.
President Biden has called for allies to support Israel and is planning on sending more ammunition and air defense support. The UN, however, has chosen not to intervene in the conflict.
The situation is evolving constantly, and while we do our best to bring you all the facts, we recommend you do your own research since things are constantly changing and more news is coming out by the hour.
We'll bring you an update next week, but until then, back to you in the studio.
Thank you both. Moving on, Governor Gretchen Whitmer has been rallying to expand abortion access throughout Michigan.
Joining us now with more information on this are student interest correspondents Leah and Evie.
Hi, I'm Evelyn Shea.
And I'm Leah Lynn.
On Monday, Governor Whitmer joined other state lawmakers at a roundtable discussion in Grand Rapids to rally support for abortion access legislation.
That's right. The Reproductive Health Act would repeal 24-hour waiting period for abortions in Michigan and the state's prohibition on Medicaid coverage for the operation and other restrictions.
At least one Democratic House member has expressed objection to portions of the bill. Governor Gretchen Whitmer, on the other hand, has stated she does not want the package to be divided up, stating, "I think that it's important. I think that the voters expect that. It was the result of overwhelming effort to enshrine these rights in our Constitution, but also with the expectation that additional barriers are going to be leveled. So I'm not going to pick and choose."
The proposal is currently blocked in the Michigan House as advocates attempt to garner enough votes to enact it. Representative Karen Whitsett expressed her reservations about the bill in a Facebook post on the day it passed out of the committee in late September. She wrote, "I will not cast a single vote to allow taxpayer money to fund elective abortions when those same dollars should be used to fulfill our duty to struggling seniors living in poverty."
Whitsett clarified in later interviews, including the MIRS Monday podcast, that she supports abortion rights because she is a rape survivor and has had a pregnancy termination. However, she said that people in her district were concerned about the potential for unintended health and safety repercussions of the legislation.
Several medical specialists and proponents of the bill assured the House Health Policy Committee that abortions were safe during the committee process. Meanwhile, they claim that industry overregulation has made it difficult to open new clinics in underdeserved areas.
But for now, you know what time it is. It's time for the rundown.
As always, we'll have 1 minute to report as many stories as possible.
60 seconds on the clock, and go.
The Detroit Lions won this week against the Carolina Panthers, 42-24, making the record 4-1.
The Senate passed a bill to reinstate the dress code, which was loosened earlier last month by Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
The 2023 Nobel Peace Prize went to Nargis Mohammadi, an Iranian woman and civil rights activist who is currently in jail.
The U.S. House Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, was voted out of office by 8 fellow Republicans and all Democrats. A vote to replace him will be coming up either this week or next, as the House session is in recess.
The University of Michigan football team beat Minnesota on 52-10 over the weekend, boosting the team's morale over an already great start to their season.
The Powerball jackpot has grown to $1.73 billion after no one wins the drawing. So if you're feeling especially lucky today, you might have a chance.
Hurricane Lydia nears the west coast of Mexico at a stunning wind speed of 75 miles per hour.
Hey City, welcome back to the Student Voice, and today we're going to be doing the same thing we've been doing for the past 4 weeks. Let's get right into it. So we are here with
Mr. Warren.
All right, and Mr. Warren, would you rather year-round wear summer clothes or only winter clothes?
Summer clothes. So that means that I can actually be outside in the summer, get some nice sun, and enjoy my time. And I like the cold. I actually do.
You don't think that you'd be too cold? You
No.
live in Michigan.
No, I don't think I will be too cold.
Just keep that car on at all times.
all the time.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
We're here with?
Haven.
All right. Would you rather wear winter clothes or summer clothes?
Like today?
Yeah. Oh, year round? All right.
I would say summer clothes.
Why is that?
I like summer clothes more. I like wearing short sleeves more than long sleeves.
I feel that.
All right, I'm here today with
Madeline Sizemore.
and Madeline. Would you rather have hot cocoa or apple cider?
Apple cider.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Would you rather drink apple cider or hot cocoa?
Probably apple cider.
Why is that?
It reminds me more of like the fall than hot cocoa.
All right, so like a seasonal thing?
Yeah.
I feel it.
That is today's Student Voice. Thank you for everyone that participated, and back to the studio.
So who are you?
I'm Gwen, and I'm the president of the NHS board.
I'm Claudia, and I'm one of the co-vice presidents.
I'm Ryan, and I'm also one of the co-vice presidents.
And we are
So what is NHS?
NHS is a service and academic honor society that rests on the 4 pillars of service, leadership, scholarship, and character.
And in case you missed the general membership meeting, we have some points to highlight from that. So first, I'm going to talk about the credit system, which you need 2 credits per semester. There's 1 credit and 2 credit service opportunities. Most of them are 1. There's a few that are 2 for the longer service events. But if you missed 1 or 2 credits in the first semester, you do have to make them up in the second. And also, if you get 30 credits in the first semester, that doesn't mean you don't have to get any in the second. You still have to get 2. But if you start with 0 credits in the first semester, you must get 5 in the second semester. And then if you get 1 in the first semester, you have to get 4 in order to make up as well.
So what events are there to gain any credits?
So NHS has several sponsored events in the upcoming months for the rest of semester 1. The first one taking place on October 12th, which is our KDL author event that we are going to help with. You're either going to help with the setup or takedown of this event. The next is a drive that's taking place from now until October 27th for Family Promise. They're asking for a variety of items, and those can all be found on the flyer on the Google Classroom page. So, lastly, we have 2 events coming up with Friends of Grand Rapids Parks. The first one is taking place on October 21st, and they'll be helping with the setup or distribution of their pumpkin giveaway event that is taking place at Camelot Park. Lastly, the second Friends of Grand Rapids Parks event is taking place on October 28th at Proven Trails, and that will be helping them with their invasive species control efforts. Both of the Friends of Grand Rapids Parks events are for members that are ages 15 and up. Additionally, we'll have more upcoming credit events that will be posted on the Google Classroom, so make sure you're tuned in.
Is there anything you want to end this segment off with?
We want to make sure to end this segment off with making sure that everyone is getting the proper communication from the NHS board to the members of NHS. So the first communication form we have is the National Honor Society Gmail account, which is cityhighmiddleschoolnhs@gmail.com. So any questions you have regarding credits or events or anything else can be sent to that email, and we will be sure to get back to you as soon as we can. Another form of communication is the Instagram account, which is at cityhighnhs. And we are currently working on a segment on the Instagram where we are posting bios of each of our board members. And also featured on the Instagram will be reminders about upcoming events and the credit form. In addition to this, the next NHS General Membership meeting is November 16th during Core Advisory.
You find it?
No, I can't seem to find our last week's episode.
So you mean to tell me that all of our amazing work is just gone?
It seems like it. Someone seemed to hack into our system and destroyed our work.
We had so much planned, you know? It was like we had fireworks. It was mostly fireworks.
Yeah. It was gonna be so good too, and it was gonna be like we had so much planned for all the Hispanic and Latino cultures we have here in our school. We're gonna talk about how their cuisine, like Chavo del Ocho. Exactly. We're gonna make such a good reference.
So good.
The gritos, and then we're gonna speak on how maybe it should be a full month, like September, January, May, because to generate it with like AAPI month, Pride, and Black History Month, so they all feel special and get the love they deserve.
And I wonder, who could be the mastermind to this, action? I'm pretty sure that they're, extremely smart and maybe a bit too handsome for me or something.
Yeah, smart. Yeah, definitely smart.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think that, but I guarantee it won't be the last time we see something like this, or them.
It seems like the fun segment's pitiful attempts at comedy have been foiled. Just you wait. In a few moments' time, I will make all of the news black and white, with no room for comedy or jokes to fit in. That way, the news will be as the news always will be, dull and boring. I pity the fools who watch these segments.
We agree, Efren and Richard. It's truly unfortunate to see our hard work go to waste.
It still breaks my heart to this day. And thank you all so much for joining us this week on the PNN.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram for updates, discussions, and community engagement at Pegasi News Network.
We will see you next week at the same time on the same projector. But until then, smile every chance you get.